So honestly, this is still a very hard concept for me to grasp as a lady, is that we love conditionally and that men love more unconditionally. And I still work through that and don't even like the sound of that. But a lot of that is stemmed from what we're taught, passed down from our parents before, is that, oh, women just are so loving and they're just so much more loving than men are. No, we love differently. We love with more emotion, more feeling, but not unconditionally. And so he gets into it and he breaks it down really well. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this subject. So definitely in the comments below, let me know what y'all think about this one. Let's get into it.
And probably one of the toughest pills to swallow when it comes to women and romantic relationships is that women will not love you unconditionally. And I could hear my female viewers screaming right now, "That's not true. I love my man no matter what." Well, women will love you unconditionally when they're happy with you, completely infatuated, or head over heels in love with you. But that's because you have met all of her internal and external conditions. Now, I'm not saying that women are cold-hearted, because they do love their children unconditionally. However, when it comes to men, women are always wondering if they can do better. It's just their hypergamous nature. There's nothing you could really do about it. And this is why they're constantly testing and screening men, even years into the relationship. They need to know that the man they're with is the strongest man they can attract, the man with the most resources, the man that can make them smile, the man that can make them scream in the bedroom, the man that she can't quite figure out, and perhaps most importantly, the man who will not take her or anyone else's shit. All this while making her feel special, loved, and appreciated. And when you start slipping up or acting weak, they become unsure about you and begin testing again. So in this attraction tips video, I'm going to be discussing why women will not love you unconditionally and some things that you can do in order to help ensure longevity and happiness in a relationship. But if you guys need my personal help and you're interested in some private coaching, please head over to my website at skillofattraction.com. Click on the coaching tab, and there you'll see that I have several options for you to choose from. I offer emergency email coaching that includes a response from me on weekends and holidays, and I also offer bi-weekly and monthly email coaching where I will work with you throughout that time period. Additionally, I offer phone coaching for my U.S. clients. Now, if you live outside the U.S., I will have a phone or Skype coaching option sometime in the future. I'm not sure when, but for now, email coaching is the way to go. And I will post the links to both my contact page and my coaching page in the description down below. Now, most men have a very idealistic concept of love. I mean, we generally feel that once a woman falls in love with us, she will be in love with us forever. And we will say things like, she should love me for who I am, or we're married, it's for better or for worse. And in a perfect world, all those things are true. She should love you for who you are. She should be there for you for better or worse. But that's just not how women view love, unfortunately. Women may view love like that on a conscious level because they would expect that from you. However, deep down, women have a much more opportunistic concept of love, and at least in the long term. I mean, once the honeymoon begins to fade and the infatuation wears off, they begin to wonder if you will be a good long-term partner. In other words, what can you do for them? She begins asking herself things like, will he make a good father? Will he be able to protect me and our children? Will he be a man and stand up to face difficult situations and danger? Will he be able to provide for me and our children? And ultimately, will he make me happy? It's really a bit selfish on women's part. I mean, because they're not really thinking about...
And that's just the perfect way to say it, is that is the selfishness. And that is something that, like we talked about in the Jordan Peterson video, of darkness of us, that where we don't want to face how selfish we are. But that's what it is in a relationship. That's why we are so not able to be with anybody, because we won't even let them be a human. We won't even allow them to make a mistake. We won't even allow them to learn something, to grow. We won't allow it. We're gonna up and leave them as soon as they do that. That's why men aren't even wanting to get into it with us in the first place, because we don't understand that we're expecting that kind of love from them, but we're not willing to give that to them.
A question for you. Do you think in this day and time that it's gotten, do you think, okay, we understand that women have a hypergamous nature, but do you feel like women have taken it overboard now? Or do you think that it's the same as they have always been?
So I think that what has happened is that of old, they knew this, but they recognized their nature, that where they were this way. They were more understanding of what their tendencies were and would fight against it. But when you don't know it and don't know that that's your problem and your issue, how are you going to be able to fight it and realize how messed up it is and how that won't work in a relationship? And that's what it comes down to. And that's why we look at these, oh, I wish that I was born in this time when they were able to just get with each other and work out, the high school sweethearts. And do you think that they just never went through anything? Do you think that they just were always perfect all the time? No, that is understanding that every single relationship is going to go through something and that you overcome it and you get stronger from that. But we are surrounded by social media where you see these beautiful couples that you're obsessed with and you're looking at and you wish that you had, and looking at this and obtain this expectation of what you must have in a relationship or else. But what you don't see is behind the screen of what they're actually going through to have that. But all of us in every successful relationship has that. That's the only way that it works, is that if you both understand that you're both human, that are both going to grow and make mistakes, and that but the whole point and the whole goal is that you're going to be with each other through it all. And that no matter what, we got this. But if you don't recognize that your tendency is to up and run as soon as he loses his job, because you're like, how dare he? Now he's not figuring it out. What's going on? All right, I can do better. I'm out. You're part of the problem. You are the problem. That's life. That happens. So what is supposed to happen, how we're supposed to move, is we're supposed to, as ladies, be like, okay, well, I still want this marriage, not only for me, but for my kids. And so we're going to work it out. We'll figure it out. You know what, honey? Though you lost your job, it's actually a lot easier because I'm a lady for me to go get a waitressing job real quick. Let me go do that real fast. Get a job while you figure out the next move, what we're supposed to do. Bam. Now you are working as a equal effort team. Like now it's not just my way or the highway, because you wouldn't want it the other way either on his end. And that's how it rolls. We got to stop this. If this is what it is when I hear this, is that I take it on as a challenge. How can look, I know it's not in my nature to love him unconditionally, but I'm going to try my darnest to. So when we're faced with difficulty, how are we going to overcome it? How am I going to overcome it together? I still am going to love him regardless. And that's what you have to do. But yeah.
Indeed.
About what they bring to the table. However, they consciously realize it, whether they consciously realize it or not. When it comes to choosing men, women are always thinking in terms of their current or potential children's survival. So it's not as evil as it sounds. I think I mentioned in another video how a woman once asked me, what do I have to offer her? And I responded by saying, well, what do you have to offer me? And she was stumped. So as a man, you have to be thinking about what she brings into the relationship besides a pretty face, a hot body, and good sex. While all those things are important, it's not the only important things, because looks fade and hot sex will most likely taper off a bit over time. But we'll save that topic for another video. My point in all this is, as men,
him saying that, this is the truth of what I've learned about men so far. And in the comments, let me know if I'm wrong about this. But what I have discovered is that y'all are more likely to be like, yeah, I love her regardless. Like once she has my kids and now she ain't looking the best, but like I love her though. Like that's my wife, that's my baby. Like y'all are more likely to be that way than we are. Like if you start slipping and looking away, like, I don't know, I'm not really feeling it tonight, I don't really want to, like, that's what it is. And that's crazy, because in so much of my life I have thought of men as being just, oh my, like, they just can't help themselves. They always, no, actually, they're more likely that once they're bonded with you, that they're going to not be worrying really about the outside. They're more likely to be like, nah, that you're my life. You had my kids. We're doing this together. My focus is here. Like, but I just can't, I still like am fighting against that, because I've been taught it for so long that that's how y'all are. But I see it, and not only just my husband, but in multiple men. A lot of you guys, of what you say in the comments of how, dude, y'all just aren't like that. But we are just, as ladies, throwing these horror stories out about how men are, that's what we think that you guys are, that you just can't ever help yourselves. Like, you just gotta go, as soon as you have a baby, he's gonna go mess with this hot chick. No, he's not. 9 times out of 10. Like, really though, like, because y'all are just more benevolent. Y'all are just, it's so crazy how backwards we have it. That was a huge wake up call of being like, wow, y'all really like aren't like that. Like, but we're just taught it. So it's just shoved so far in our heads. And so social media, our mothers, our aunts, our not uncles, our our sisters, like, it's wild. It really is. Let's get back into it.
We have this romantic idea of long-term love, that once we agree to commitment or slip a ring on her finger, that she's ours forever, that we got the girl and she will never leave us. However, for women, they're never really 100% sure. They want that wedding or children, but the harsh reality of all this is that you are expendable. I realize that's a depressing thought, but it's really the reality, and it's important that you understand this so you can make good decisions with women and don't get too attached. I mean, a great piece of ass is fantastic in the moment, but that's not going to cut it in the long term. Plus, you always want to keep in mind that whatever you did to attract her and get her to fall in love with you in the first place, you must maintain throughout the entire relationship. I think one of the most common pieces of advice that I find myself continually giving men is to be the man that she fell in love with. Because men have this idealistic outlook on love. They often become complacent in the relationship once they have got the girl. And the stability of the marriage or the long-term relationship rests mostly on the happiness of the woman. It's sad but true. So if she isn't happy, she will become bitchy, withdrawn, the sex will come to a screeching halt, and if you continue to not maintain her attraction, she will most likely either suck it up and be miserable, making you miserable in return, cheat, or leave the relationship. You may not like that, but it's just the way that it is. I mean, statistically, women initiate more than 75% of the divorces and breakups. That number doesn't even include women who drove their boyfriends or husbands to end it with them. You always want to remember that women date, mate.
That doesn't even include the men of our boyfriends that we did that to. That's crazy, but we are walking around not realizing in those past relationships how it was our fault. That was me. I did that. Of all these relationships. And then talking with my husband through it, I'm like, wait, actually, I wasn't even straight up about what I wanted out of it in the beginning. So what the hell was the guy supposed to think anyways? Like, what? But that's how far that we are from the truth. Like, we are running away from it so much because we don't want to know that it's us. We don't want to know that we're the problem. You did this to yourself, lady. That's what I didn't want to realize. Oh shoot, that was me. So you mean that the all the pain that I felt for all those years that I brought into the next relationship was all because of me? I don't want to know that. Like, I don't want to face that. I definitely don't want to say that out loud and to my husband when he's trying to be in a relationship with me. Oh, by the way, I messed up all my relationships in the past. So hopefully you like me still. Like, no, that's what it is. We don't want to face that because we're like, what guy is going to want us? Like, but guess what? Men are more likely to be like, you know what? Wow, you made a mistake, but you recognize it. I like that about you. And now I really think we could build something together because you're able to recognize that. That's what men really see. They see through all the nice booty and the hair and all that stuff. They see right through it. But we think that we are so good at distraction that they can't see through that. But ladies, I'm telling you, that's why we cannot get into relationships right now. And we are not making it work because they see right through our bull crap. That's just what it is. And that's what we're so scared of them finding out. But they know now. They already know. So now we need to know, and we need to recognize those things in ourselves and start fixing it. Start working towards being better, because we got to start getting into some relationships and marriages and have some babies, because this is crazy. We're below population replacement. Let's get it together.
And marry up in terms of sexual market value. And they will always be uncontrollably drawn to the most alpha man that she can attract. So you can't start slacking because you got the girl. Now, this doesn't mean that you should be losing sleep worrying about whether or not your girl will cheat or leave you, because that is going to make you start to become weak and insecure if your thoughts are always on that, making it even more likely that she will do any of those things. Instead, besides doing the things that attracted her to begin with, like dating and courting her, participating in similar interests, communication, you also want to be sure that you're always improving yourself.
I'm just being honest, because hopefully other ladies will do this as well, is that, dude, I didn't even know y'all thought like this about us. Like, wondering if we did or not. Like, I just thought that, but that was my perception on of men. They're just men and they don't care and blah, 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 blah. What? Like, it's just so backwards. Like, because they really are sweet. Like, they're more sweet than we are, honestly. And that they too are wanting to get with somebody, and when they really like them, they're also just like how we are, wondering about like how to keep them, how to make it work. But then they actually do the self-evaluation. That's the part where we falter, that we're not coming through on our end. That they do their self-evaluation, like, okay, you know what, like, because I really like this girl, let me try my best to become even better. And that's what they do. But we are too busy trying to control everything that we won't even see the good that's in them of that. This guy really is trying his best to impress me, really is trying his best to keep bettering himself. Wow. Yeah, we're too focused on the lack, too focused looking outside. That's the thing that we're trying to get the men to stop doing, but that's because it's in us to do that we're trying to get them to not do. We just don't want to recognize that's in us that are doing that. And we don't want them to do that like we do. That's crazy. Let's get back into it.
Focusing on your purpose, remaining strong through her emotional storms, and taking the lead in the relationship. And above all, see yourself as the prize at all times. And if you can do that, your girl will treat you with love and respect, keep herself fit and sexy, have a genuine sexual desire for you, and perhaps most importantly, remain loyal and invested. But like I said, if you start slacking, whether it be in building your career, chasing your goals, dating and courting her, making her feel special, or becoming weak, needy, and insecure, well, like I said, her love is conditional, and you will be no longer meeting those conditions. At this point, you can expect her affection to drop, the sex to be throttled, the nagging and bitching to increase, perhaps an uptick in the girls' night out, and just general distance and coldness altogether. Now, this doesn't mean that women don't have to hold up their end as well and keep you happy, but this video isn't for women, it's for you men. So keep your game tight, focus on what you must do to be the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. Make sure she feels loved and special, but without overdoing the latter, and you're going to be just fine. So if you have found this video helpful, or any of my videos helpful, I would appreciate it.
And I'm a lady, okay? And I know what I look at on the internet. So I know we aren't looking at videos on ways to improve ourselves like men are. That in itself is very telling on who more likely is the better person. the person that is going to do research on how to be better and how to keep this going and how to, or the one that is looking at TikToks of relationships, of people that are and obsessing over their relationships and looking at random clothes that they want to buy. Which one is more likely the better person? Probably the one that is doing the research and the work and how to be that. That's all that I'm saying is that, and that's why it's mostly men on my channel, man. But God bless each and every one of you that are helping getting this message out there, because I can only hope if it's even just one lady that I can help understand these things. That's all that I can hope for. And I love each and every one of you so, so much. And I'll see you in the next one.